The Offer is a brand new series on Paramount Plus which showcases the adversities and obstacles when it comes to the making of the iconic film The Godfather. And The Godfather is a movie I've never even seen before. I haven't seen any of those movies, but this made me want to watch those movies. So this has been on Paramount Plus for a couple months now. I think it came out in April, Mayish, something like that. It's been out for a while, but I just got Paramount Plus because it was like a 1 month free trial. So I was like, hey, why not? And I've been seeing trailers and stuff for this show, and I was like, that actually looks pretty interesting. Let's check it out. And I'm so glad I did because I love this show. This honestly might be one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I just love The Offer so much because, again, I haven't even seen The Godfather, so that could be possibly a reason that I like it even more because I'm learning so much about this. But the reason I love it the most is because it gives an inside look at Hollywood and how these movies are made, because I love movies, I love Hollywood, and that's actually the career path I want to go into. And I just thought it was so cool seeing the behind the scenes stuff because I know a lot about making movies and stuff, but this really showed a whole other side of it because usually we're always talking about the cast and like the director and everything, but this focuses on the studio heads and the producers. Literally, the lead of our story here is Albert S. Ruddy, the producer of The Godfather. And when it comes to the producer on a film, like, I've always known what a producer was, but at the same time, I was kind of like, wait, but what does a producer even do? And that's actually even a question asked in the show when there's a character brought to the set, and she's like, oh, what does the producer even do? And honestly, he doesn't even know either. But I think that's great because that's what the show is all about, and it really gets to show you how involved the producer really is and how integral that role is to the integrity of the whole movie. And then also the studio head side of things as well. That's another thing you don't get to see as much either, and especially focusing on Hollywood in this time period. I mean, it's crazy. Like, racist, sexist, drugs and alcohol and smoking and everything bad going on there. And it was just like totally okay at the time. And you kind of have that embodied by Matthew Good's character of Robert Evans. And he just embodies this man so perfectly. I mean, again, it's not like I know the real guy, but he was just so entertaining to watch. Like, he was so eccentric and just really interesting. It was so good. And again, The Godfather, I haven't seen The Godfather, but this show made me want to watch The Godfather. I still haven't watched it yet, but I definitely plan on watching it sometime soon. Because you've got all the background stuff going on there with the studio heads and producers, but then you do also have, of course, the classic, director and cast stuff. And the director, Francis Ford Coppola. Wow. Like, I did not know how much went into this movie, but because of Francis Ford Coppola's determination to get his creative vision brought to life is really, really the thing that brought this to the way that we have it now as The Godfather. Because, I mean, actually, in fact, I didn't even know that The Godfather originally started off as a book. I thought it was just the movie, but no, there was a book written by Mario, what's his name? Mario something. Yeah, Mario something. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I didn't know it was a book. Apparently it was a book, and then Francis Ford Coppola comes along and he's like, all right, I'm going to turn this into a movie. They make a couple changes, and he has this whole creative vision, and you get to see the kind of butting of heads between the director and the studio heads. And that's something I really love because you're seeing that a lot nowadays in modern times with, for example, in the show, the studio head wants to cut down the movie because the movie's like 3 hours, and he's like, no, it's got to be under 2 hours because of the whole logistics of, like, if it's under 2 hours, you can play it 5 times a day on premium screens and, more money, all that stuff. And that's a big thing going on today. If you see with a lot of recent movies, they're like 2 hours or less, and it's like these movies need to be longer, but no, gotta make more money. And that's exactly what the studio heads were thinking back then. They weren't putting the creative vision of these directors at the forefront. It was all about the business side of things and all about, okay, what is going to make us more money more quicker, So I thought that was great as well. The casting also, that whole casting process, also how they wanted to fire Al Pacino, and then Francis and Al had to fight for that, and budget restrictions, and then even the Mafia, like the whole idea of the fact that, you know, movie about the Mafia, which, speaking of that, I just want to talk about this for a second. You know, I thought The Godfather was just a movie about, like, oh, it's the Mafia, it's pew pew, guns, and crime and all that stuff. But no, especially Francis Ford Coppola really convinces me in this version that it's not a film about the Mafia, it's a film about family and the deterioration of this character of Michael. And I really love that perspective of it, and that's really the big selling point of me on the movie. Now, back to what I was saying before with the Mafia actually being involved here. The fact that The Godfather, a movie based on the Mafia, actually had real life Mafia stuff going on in the background behind the scenes of this, with Al Ruddy, the producer of the film, being involved with the mob and having connections to them, and there basically being a gang war behind the scenes as well. It was insane, and I love the performance of Giovanni Ribisi as Joe Colombo. He was a great character here, and getting to develop that relationship between Joe and Al. Just a lot of the relationships in the show were really beautiful and amazing to watch. And you get to see by the end of the series, you know, things come to an end. Some things get a happy ending, some things don't. But it's just beautiful. It was such a beautiful series, so well done. Acting was top notch, the story was great, and of course it's all based on true events, and that's one of the most insane parts here. And I don't know, I just cannot say enough good things about The Offer. I had so much fun with it, and, you know, I just tried to savor every moment. 10 episodes, perfect runtime and everything. One complaint I had was the weird thing of, like, after scenes it would just, like, turn to black, and it almost felt like watching, like, a network TV show and it'd, like, go to black for, like, you know, a commercial break or something. So that was a little weird. I wasn't a big fan of that. But other than that, literally loved this series. I loved everything about The Offer. To the point of where it came out a couple months ago, but I'm just now watching it and doing a review. Probably not going to get that many views, but honestly, I don't care. I just want to talk about the show because it's so good. And if you have Paramount Plus, please watch the show. If you don't, you know, just get the 1 week, 1 month free trial or whatever, and watch it because it is that good. And now I'm so excited and cannot wait to watch The Godfather, which also is on Paramount Plus as well, but my subscription is actually about to run out. So yeah, I'm not paying for it, but you know, that month trial, I took advantage of that. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you seen The Offer? What did you think about it? Have you seen The Godfather? What do you think about this whole behind the scenes story? All the drama behind the making of The Godfather and The Offer. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.